All right, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We have a fun match in store. Lots to talk about. Lots of new changes. We just got the banner reveal, the ninja banner. So we're going to talk about that a bit. So let's start off by just thinking about who the units are, or rather talking about who the units are. We have, or rather, actually, let's look at this defense. This is a good defense. Another good defense. It's not quite often that we run into two strong defenses to start off the week with. Not two back to back, but you get the idea. So yeah, this is another strong one. I don't know if that's an indication that the quality of players in the Vault of Heaven is improving, since maybe some of the casuals are no longer in Vault of Heaven for this week. I don't know if that's the indication, or if it's just random number luck, random RGN luck. I don't know. It could go either way, but this is another good defense here. Man, I don't know. Maybe I missed out on pulling for this Freya, but she's colorless, and it would have been really annoying to try to get her. But man, she's good. I'm getting a similar vibe to when I missed out on Dua Asker, but I don't know if that's going to be like a long-term thing, because when I missed out on Dua Asker, I felt it for a really long time, because that special cooldown was so valuable at the time. And I don't know what this Freya is going to offer. Yeah, the speed check, how fast she is, it's so good that she's as fast as she is. And then the binding necklace effect really comes in clutch. So in terms of at least helping her to win speed checks, there are units that can outspeed her with support, or just Camilla. And this fur is really good. This is one of the better pickups that I've gotten thus far for the most recent banners. I think she's one of the better ones. I think I mentioned it before, but this fur is really good. I'm very impressed. And yeah, I don't know, man. This Freya, very good. And then the partnership here, given additional speed with
name a target. Say the
word. Thing that Ather does, and then
at your command.
Ryoma here giving support. A lot of good options put together on this team, and I think it's put together well. A lot of range coverage here from Ryoma, and same with Freya. So we're gonna have to just bide our time a little bit, break some structures, and then I think I'm gonna wait until turn 3 before I start going up here, just to get the additional unit in and take advantage of all the action economy that we have available to us. Kind of crazy how we do have this extra summoning circle, but then a lot of the times we don't actually get to use it, or at least I find that I don't get to use it, just because there's just so much going on defense that I usually don't have the time to get past turn 1 with much luck. But this time we have the opportunity to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Now, on to the topic of these new units that we're getting. Man, the selection is right up my alley. Definitely all of the units that I've been looking to, or that I would be looking to get. This is definitely a banner for me. Hrid, maybe not so much, but we'll see what he does. If we are able to get him, I don't know, but we'll see what he does. And everyone else is definitely a standout in my opinion. Feedback, man, a lot of people are very down on this banner, and I'm just so confused by it. Well, not necessarily confused. I understand their viewpoint. Overall, just looking at what these units provide and what they offer, and the time frame between when they were released and where we are now in terms of them getting ults, I can understand the sentiment that is being put across, that a couple of these units probably gotten an ult too soon, particularly, let's say, Yunaka, Golveg, because I'm still using Summer Golveg. She's still very good, for what she does, or what she's supposed to do. I think some of the reactions were looking at it from the standpoint that they were assuming or wishing she was a better unit than what she was or what she is. And she never really was supposed to be a tank buster. She wasn't released in that capacity. She was always supposed to be a secondary initiator. I like typically
Are there bandits here?
Gale Force units or
request
units
a
that
match.
have the capacity to take multiple actions are usually
Good
not
morning.
tank busters. They're usually follow-up units. We do have exceptions to that rule, like the Fur, who just, does a ton of damage, this Fur here, and Camilla. But neither of those are really marketed as, well, aside from Fur, were really marketed as Gale Force units. They were just melee nukes. That's what their whole gimmick was. The extra action is something that we've incorporated into their style, or how we use them, just because they are able to run Gale Force pretty consistently, with a few tweaks here and there. So it's not necessarily something that they're supposed to be known for. Another exception would be Edelgard. Usually her versions, when they come out, they're very good tank busters just because she's so powerful, but she's typically not really supposed to be like a full-on Gale Force unit. They're units that we get, that we turn into Gale Force units just because they run Gale Force so easily and so consistently. And then there's nukes that we get that, because they hit so hard, it just makes sense to give them Gale Force because they don't lose out too much in terms of firepower by us giving them that special, the Gale Force special. So Golveg, or typically ranged nukes in general, whenever we get ranged nukes, they're usually underpowered. Whenever it's,
Name a target.
taken into consideration, or whenever it's supposed to be that they get additional actions, looking as far back as Ninjorin, the one that came after that with Fjorm, the Leguarn. Those units are usually underpowered whenever they get that dual button that says grants an additional action. They're usually underpowered because of that. They don't usually hit hard enough. And that's to be expected. Honestly, I like, there has to be some type of balance. You can't both hit very hard and then get 3 actions like Golvig does. If Golvig was able to take out bar saves, yikes. Which, I mean, probably she can. I haven't played with her yet. But I don't expect it, to be. I think she'll probably die. Brave hits, special damage. It's a little bit not playing well into what the current meta is in terms of armored units. So I don't think she'll take out many far saves. Magic saves probably, with partnered with Ectonir, but far saves, I don't really see that happening, because Summer Golvig just wasn't able to do that. So it'd be a massive upgrade in terms of firepower if this new Golvig, Ninja Golvig, has that capability. And I think this is a fantastic ult overall, just for what she's able to do. The pass was something that she desperately needed, in my opinion. Yes, I understand, again, not on the first combat. You probably would want that on the first combat, since she's not the primary initiator, even though she probably can be, depending on who you're attacking into. Because again, if as long as she survives, the path is, you're good to go with that.
Leave it to me.
And then you get the warping around that as a chain reaction. I also love that partnership, that pairing with her and Kvaser. It works really, really well with what she has to offer. I'm getting stuck here by the ice terrain. This terrain effect is quickly becoming my least favorite thing in the game when attacking into it. And just not a lot of options to really, counteract it as well as we would like, or as quickly as we'd like it to happen, unfortunately. But, back to my point there about the Golvig, I think she is as powerful as she needs to be for a secondary initiator. She takes out a lot of units, and the action economy is really just what you're looking for out of her. Again, probably not a Summoner Duels unit, because you get stuck just stuck there because of you typically want to go in and then get out if you're in Summoner Duels. Maybe if you drop her special, but I think her special is where a lot of her stuff is. Same with the other Summer Golvig. Typically, unless you're initiating with that unit last, or you have like the ring on her, the Lin ring, you kind of don't want to go in with Golvig and Summoner Duels. You can probably make it work though. But yeah, I think very good unit. Critiques about her being reran too soon, I will accept those, simply because I'm still using Summer Golvig.
Are there bandits here?
And firepower aside, Well, no, it's not even firepower. The first match you saw against that tree man, where she was just not able to get through because Ike Ring and just overall bulk and not living the counterattack. That's understandable for when she came out. I have no complaints about that. I don't view that as her being underpowered. I just view that as building your saves in a specific way to counter a specific thing, and she was never really released to be a tank buster. So the fact that she can, in some scenarios or in most scenarios that I play her in, take out Tree Man regularly, is just an added bonus for me. I think this Golvek, this new one, will definitely be able to take him out with the Ike Ring if I ever were to run into that again. Also saying that I will be summoning for these units. Hopefully I get all of them, but I don't know what my luck will look like going into this ban. I've had some weird summoning luck lately. Going into banner with like limited orbs, I've gotten a lot more good pulls than I normally would when I do like a full circle summoning session and just go straight, which is kind of peculiar. I don't know what that's about, but probably just my mind playing tricks on me, looking at the statistics of it all. Here we got Triandra replacing Ninian for the time being. I really struggled to figure out who to put into that extra slot. The bulwark here on Ryoma is, man, this Ryoma is so good. The bulwark here on this Ryoma, and then the bulwark on Ash as well, not Ash, Ather as well, is posing a problem. We also need to take out the Ather here so that we can get some action economy out of this Lucina. So that's going to be the plan. I'm going to smite up here. Maybe I should have taken out the other ice bomb. Terrain effect. Again, I say, this Flared Sparrow, if it was a larger effect, I would totally trade that for the damage output in a heartbeat. For the additional +7, I think it is, to attack and speed, I would trade that for just a larger terrain. Man, being stuck here is really annoying. But yeah, what was I saying? Jeez, I forgot. Golvek? No, it wasn't about Golvek. Triandra. Quick point about Triandra. And the summoning circles. It was so hard. I think, coming around to it, I think the summoning hole for offense, I feel like, or just so far since I've been using it, I've gotten the most use out of it when a dancer has been the unit coming out of that summoning hole. I've tried out a couple of different options, or at least some unit that has additional action economy, like Lucina. I think Lucina works really well in that summoning hole as well, because of the dual button. But I've tried other options like Edelgard. The problem man, it was so sad because I had to remove Winter Edelgard from that slot because the meta with if she was able to move and then put down terrain, that would have been really helpful. But that's not what she can't do that, unfortunately. She has to initiate to put that terrain effect down, and that kind of, in this particular meta, and I don't see it going away anytime soon with the Corrin ring and Corrin herself, it just doesn't pair well into that, because the only thing that you could potentially do with Edelgard is give her the Celica or units like her that come in as melee options for that, extra slot. They're going to start from the bottom of the map unless you set it up so that they pop out somewhere else. But they're typically going to start all the way at the bottom of the map, and they have to get to the top. Unless they're a cav, they're really not going to be able to do that in one action. So you're wasting an action off the bat just to move, and then your second action, you're typically going to have to be able to get in range to attack. And that's usually not the case unless you have 3 movement, 4 movement, something like that. And Edelgard, yes, she has charge and +1 movement, but the Corrin terrain essentially neutralizes all of that. It makes it so none of that matters. So running an armored unit in that slot, not the greatest, because armored units don't get paths. So that's just a no-go. Sadly, Edelgard had to go, and then running an infantry unit in that slot is also a no-go, because unless you're Felix, you don't get the movement buff. And it's just so difficult. Again, the other Lucina, that's the only other unit that I would consider putting there because she gets that swap effect. or maybe Crom because, reposition effect as well. Again, movement, additional action economy. So it's a very limited amount of units that actually take advantage of what that summoning circle for offense has to offer properly. Otherwise, you're just wasting an action to do nothing. And really, I've come around to, if I'm not running an action economy unit like Lucina, or a Cav, or a Flyer with one extra movement, then a Dancer is really the next best option. Because Wings of Mercy Pass, that's a combination that you can definitely run. Wings of Mercy Echo and Pass, or just be within range to dance with +1 movement somehow. Is usually enough. Or just have a Cav Dancer. That's a mixture of both worlds, and that's what Ninian was, which is why she worked so well in that summoning circle. And Triandra, I find that with this particular build, maybe I'll swap in even Tempest, even Tempest. Maybe that will substitute fairly well for what Ninian was capable of, since I don't really get to use this Triandra as much. In any case, I feel like this is a good opportunity to do so. GG's. Alright, here's our second match of the day. We're going to go into this one with...
Time to finish the job.
Here you go, man. The Golveg is here. I literally just sit back and waited until the banner was out so I could summon. I did the Tempest Trials to get, just enough orbs to spark. I was actually thinking it would be 2 sparks. They do that so often now. I was thinking that this banner would have been 2 sparks, but no, it's just the 1. I got Golveg and I got the Yunaka. Haven't tested, so we're just gonna use this on the fly and figure it out as we go along and see how this works. Defense here, not the greatest pairing with the terrains. You got Hector and then you have the Celica ring. Not a good pairing. You could have definitely swapped out Hector for some other Farseid, and gotten better results in terms of full benefits out of the terrain effect, or just not use the Corn ring. But I think the Corn ring is probably better than the Hector terrain, in my opinion. Look at the coverage on this. This is disgusting, man. Speed check, but still, this is disgusting. Let's test this out. I haven't really used this much, so I don't really know if this is something that I should incorporate. I don't like it. You can't see what the terrain is. This looks like a mistake waiting to happen. Let's put this back. It's not any better, actually. Yeah, we're gonna put this back. That just looks like a mistake waiting to happen. It's not a good solution. I think ultimately what they just needed to do is give us the ability to change the color. I think so that, because it's really the juxtaposition with the grass terrain and the terrain below it that makes it a little bit difficult to see what's going on. So maybe if we could change the green to, I don't know, something else that could stand out against the terrain that it's on. Yellow, what would be a good option? Different shade of green, a brightish, I don't know, but it's just difficult to see. I'm trying to figure out the range of the Celica. I think she's going to get +1 movement since she has the Sigurd ring, but and extend the range by 1, which reduces my space. But I do want to go up the middle here. That's the cleanest initiation point in terms of what the traps are, unless I want to go up the side there actually.
Give me an order.
With Boulder, that's also another option, but let's clear out right here. My melee units are going to need to go up there anyway, so let's clear out the middle right here and then get going.
We'll see it through.
I think we can also wait until turn 3 here, so we're going to do that again. Very rarely does it happen. Very rarely do I have the opportunity to wait, so definitely going to take advantage of it here as well. But yeah, we should be able to win this. Not a lot of threat. Well, I mean, Celica's threat range is one thing, but we have enough tank busters to get through Fjorm and Hector, so it should be fine. Boulder or someone will be able to do it, and also we're going to see what Golvig can do. So yeah, should be fun, should be interesting. Which I wish I could have gotten a merge since I mean the B skill is cool and all, but that's not really something that I'd be looking to fodder to anyone in my not looking to fodder that, man. Sly is cool for extra damage, but I really would have just rathered an upgraded Flared Sparrow, or and I've been considering if I could give her Flared Sparrow instead of the Sly. I think damage output, yeah, you get more true damage, but I'd just love to get rid of this terrain, man. The terrain is so annoying, but then it kind of makes her the same as Summer Golvig, so that's also something that's playing in my mind, that I don't just want to, use Summer Golvig all over again, but better. I don't know. This is a thought that I'm having. It's weird. The range didn't extend. I thought it would. It's 1, 2, 3. It should go to 4, no? Unless it doesn't work on range calves. No, it does. I'm pretty sure I've seen it work on range calves before. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use both of these Golvigs in the same season. I was thinking maybe I should put one in Astra, but then Astra has its own set of problems. And maybe I'd be better off keeping them both in light season. I don't know. I haven't made a final decision yet. But for now, we're just gonna have some fun with her on offense and see how she plays out. But yeah, man, I'm not here for the Golvig hate. I saw so much of it. A lot of people were just not happy with the banner, or not the banner itself, but yes, also the banner itself. I've been seeing some comments that on the line of the Ninja banner has run its course and should probably be replaced with something else, which I'm not opposed to. I think that's a valid argument. We've changed pretty much every other banner in some capacity, but we do have some staples: the Valentine's, the Christmas, the Ninja, the Summer banner. Those are staples. Spring banner, I feel like the Spring banner is another one that's kind of run its course. I mean, how often now how much more bunnies are we going to do, man? It's like, Summer, keep that always, but Ninja, I feel like everything has Brave. It's just an excuse to give units the Brave effect, which isn't a bad thing because it opens up the possibility for units like Diamond to get that. Normally they would not receive that effect. So I don't think it should be replaced. I mean, I guess you could swap it for something else that could, creative minds think of something that could be as alluring or as beneficial. But I don't really see a problem with it, to be honest. Unit selection wise, I would have to agree that Golvig didn't necessarily have to be on this banner. I don't know what's up now. Medius got to refine. We got a Medius alt this year. Why? Soren, Balder, Shez, and a couple more as well, I think, that have gotten, duplicates within the same year or within a short time frame, very short time frame. Ather is another one that comes to mind. I don't know what's Jimbro. Oh my god, Jimbro has gotten a lot of alts. Sharina, I don't know if they're just deciding that they should, give the voice actors all the work at once, or if there's something else going on, and it's probably not even the voice actors, because some of these alts aren't even in English. They still have the Japanese voice acting in the game in December. So, what's going on there? I don't know, man. But yeah, I do agree that some of the selections could have been put off until next year. Probably even Golvig, Shez definitely should have been put off until next year, so that she could have gotten more firepower. They're going to give us another Shez alt. I'm 100% certain that we're going to get another Shez alt, because this one is essentially a side grade to her legendary ult, and I'm not even convinced that this one is better than her. I'm thinking of foddering for the Comet at the very least. I don't have anyone with Comet, so I'm trying. I didn't get the new Shez. I got Yunaka and this Golvig. Didn't get any luck with Frid or Shez, so I'm gonna try to get Shez because I want Comet. I can think of some uses for that. And I don't see a reason. Both of them are blue. The Shez is legendary and this new one. So I was like, what would I really do with another blue Shez? You know, infantry, same exact version of her, pretty much. So I don't really know what I would do with another unit that does the same exact thing. They didn't even give her that much more true damage. That would make her like really stand out in terms of legendary versus this new ult. So that is a very accurate critique of the unit selection there. That could have been another unit. It did not have to be female Shez. Could have been male Shez. Definitely could have been male Shez. I wouldn't have had a problem with that.
You're dead.
Not saying that I have a problem. I'm very happy to pull for her. I like the unit, but it didn't have to be female Shez. That could have been someone else. From Engage, I could see that. Yunaka, I think Yunaka getting an ult here, I don't really have a problem with that either.
You have orders?
Because it's completely different color, different movement type. The bass stuff still very good on her. I don't mind that being her gimmick, and I'm interested to see how she plays, how much damage she can do, stuff like that. Whether or not that was a scam showcase that we saw in the trailer, because that was a 2 HP survival is but yeah, definitely interested to test her out. And then Frid, deserved, very much a deserved ult. He doesn't get a lot of love. But then, that being said, he just got an ult last year, so again, Gunther is an option. You could probably have put another mage in there, no complaints. But then also there's a ton of Gunther ults as well, so I don't know, man. They're kind of dipping and dabbling into the pool of units in an inefficient way, in terms of giving us alternative options for units that are popular or not as popular, but need an ult. Like Titania is there as an option, you know? And, you know, just some of these units that could use a powerful version in the game so that they can get some usage, like, why is my mind going blank right now? But there's units that, you know, deserve some love too, and then I don't know why they're making it so, you know, they're being so weird about it, you know. But overall, I'm happy with the banner. And personally for me, it's good, but I understand everyone else's complaints. With the unit selections, to say the least. And then looking at the designs, I think the Shez complaint is valid. The Golvig complaints, I really don't see it's just a different units. They're similar, but they're different. This Golvig is very, very different than the Summer Golvig. I don't really see the complaint there, but I understand it for Shez. And then Frid, Quad, I think is beneficial for him. I think he definitely needed that, for performance. And then who else was there? Yunaka, I can see the complaints there that the designs are very much similar. So, lazy banner probably, but again, for me, I like the units. I like the units, so definitely going to be seeing me use them. Hopefully I get all of them. Man, I wish it was 2 sparks because I've already started spending additional orbs to get Shez, and so far not lucky. But I had like 60 orbs and I dipped into the bank account to get the full complement to get the summoning session completed. But it's looking like we're gonna have to spend a couple extra orbs just to get the remaining units. For defense purposes, I think Grid looks really good. Actually, I've seen someone use him on defense already, or at least just put him there. It wasn't like full kit in terms of like, there were some things missing. Not a very good defense, but I've seen him on defense, and it was pretty cool in terms of how it worked. It definitely takes some thought into the layout of the map and how the terrain effects will interact. I can see it working really, really well. And I'm definitely looking to see how people incorporate this new grid into their setup. I don't know if he's going to be a unit that you want in on the main team. He doesn't have distant counter, so I don't know if he'll work well as a unit that comes in as an extra slot on defense. I don't know. A lot of things to test out with this grid to see how he functions. But, the idea of trapping your opponent in ice and preventing them from coming out and attacking you, definitely, I like it. Bodes well. Definitely more mechanics for defense to work with. And it's never a bad thing in that, mindset. GG's.